Welcome back to my channel, Classic Volkswagen Lover Jr. with Classic BW Buck and Sonny the Super Beetle. Today I'm going to install my oil strainer, oil sump plate. This one is the one that I mentioned earlier from Johnny Speed and Chrome High Performance Parts and Accessories. So I'm going to use a chrome one. I also need a set of gaskets and a torque wrench so that I can torque the end caps. And I will also need end caps. If you ever run into a situation like I did where your treads are slipped on your 6mm studs, don't worry about it. Just get a 1764 drill bit, drill it out, tap it to 8, and then buy yourself from any of these Volkswagen shops, online stores, a reducing 8x6mm stud, and then you'll be fine. You'll be good to go. So you'll need the little tiny brass copper little washers like these here, and the bigger one for your drain plug, a couple of set of gaskets, and this is extra. You don't have to do this. I'm just gonna do it, but I think it's gonna help. That's my opinion. I like to take the brand new strainer and sort of like put it in place. Reason being is because this hole here for newer replacement strainers like this tends to be a bit narrower than the original strainer. So let me show you. This is the original strainer, and this hole here, you can see that somehow looks bigger than this one here. However, if you notice, the hole inside has some kind of a wall body in there, and it's not on the side, basically like if you would have taken a handsaw and kind of like cut a opening on the side. So basically, like, notice how this will go in with ease. So the same thing should be with this one here. However, as I stated earlier, for newer Volkswagens replacement parts like this oil strainer, basically you have to press it there and make it go through so that it will expand. So I'm going to grab a big socket here and hit it with my rubber hammer. So she went in. Now I have to take it back out. There we go. Okay, so now that we know materials we need to do our installation and what torques we need to torque these at, now we go ahead and install our gasket. Like so. Then we grab our strainer. Want to make sure it's in place. You can grab a small rubber hammer and tap it. Just make sure it's sitting properly in there, like so. Then you grab your second gasket, set it on, and then you take your oil sump plate and set it on. It's really important that you make sure you put all of these tiny copper washers in here. Make sure you hand tie these all before you attempt to torque them. You can use your 10mm socket with your hand and snug them all before you start torquing them. Okay, so all of these 6mm, they will be torqued to 5 foot-pounds. 5 foot-pounds. And then this one here, which is the drain plug, is going to be torqued to 18 pounds. I'm going to leave that one for last. So we grab our torque wrench here. Make sure it's set to 5 foot-pounds, and then you start torquing it. I like to go in a crisscross pattern because that's the proper way to do it. So I did that one and this one here. Now I'm going to jump to this one here and here, and I do about quarter turns on each one of them until I reach torque. And my reason for doing it this way, I want to make sure that I'm applying pressure in the plate towards the engine case evenly. That will help at least make sure that you won't have any leaks. Volkswagens are notorious for leaking around this area. And one of the reasons is over torquing these millimeters, these 6mm to more than 5 foot-pounds. Notice how that reach 5 foot-pounds. Hear the click? That's the sound of 5 foot-pounds. There you go. So that's it right there. So now we grab this other brass washer here and we put it right here, and this will torque to 18 foot-pounds. So now we have to find a socket for that. Okay, it is 21. Or you can use a spark plug socket, which is 13/16. So because that's already a 3/8, I'm going to go with this one here. And then we're going to set this to 18 pounds. So right now we're at 5. So we're going to start from that 0 right there. going up. Okay, so our wrench now it's set to 18 foot-pounds, and then we're going to torque this. You hear that? That click is the sound of torque. Once you hear that click, your torque. So that's good. So one thing you can do, you can let it sit for a day or two if you want, and then you can come back again and grab your wrench and double check that your torque specs are still correct. This is it for now today. It's kind of late, and I have other things to do, but I wanted to share with you some of the things that are common about the block in terms of some of the studs. Sometimes they split, and there is a way you can fix them. You don't have to worry about it. You can always use that little tiny reducer from 8 to 6, and you can fix your block like that. You don't have to worry. Or you can get a Healy coil. I think I rather do it this way because this is a more strong replacement than a Healy coil. That's it for today. This is all for now. If you like the contents of this video, give me a thumbs up. Share my video with somebody else, a co-worker, you know, a fellow mechanic, or somebody who's learning how to do this type of work, which is not really complicated. And subscribe to my channel. Keep on watching my story with Sonny the Super Beetle, 1971 full restoration. Until then, this is Junior. Be safe. Junior out.